Hey everybody, just want to do a really quick video sort of recap about the American Open. A lot of you guys been asking, wondering how it went and everything. And I don't see everybody day to day, so instead of trying to find all you guys and tell you individually, I'll do a quick video. And if you have questions about the video, obviously please ask. Before I start, in case I lose some of you guys, I want to thank some people just for my experience at the American Open. Number one, my wife Katie, she deals with me day to day, and whether I'm nervous or I need to make weight or whatever, it's she deals with my BS all the time. So thanks to her, and then thanks to Coach Randy Hauer. He has been my weightlifting coach for years, and he showed up to support me and handle me in the back, and he was great. It was awesome. Jason Thomas from No Coast, he was there lifting as well, but he came to help me in the back to help load my weights and just be a good friend, keep it loose for me. So thanks to all those guys. Thanks to Dmitry Klokov for everything he has done for me up to this point, especially in Russia. It gives me a great perspective on the actual sport. And thanks to all the guys in Russia, and thanks to my coaches and training partners here at Cutthroat. And especially thanks to all the athletes here at Cutthroat. You guys inspire me on a daily basis to just train. Sometimes training for weightlifting can get a little bit dry, maybe a little bit boring, but you show up every day and you push through, and you guys inspire me to do it. Everybody from somebody on their first day of fitness to the veterans. Um, I don't know what it is, just coaching you guys makes me want to learn more and experience more on my own. So thank you. How did it go? It wasn't the day I wanted to have, obviously, and there's any number of reasons for that, and there's no real excuse for it. It's just the Brian that needed to show up on meet day wasn't there that day. Um, but I made my openers. I was very happy about that. Um, the third snatch, I don't know why I didn't just stand up with it. I should have. It actually felt the best out of all of them. My clean and jerk came out, had a pretty strong opener, and then found out I was like 16 or 17 attempts out from my next attempt. So for those of you guys that are familiar with weightlifting, that's a minimum of about 17 minutes if everything goes smoothly. It turned into about a half an hour ordeal. There were a lot of technical difficulties and things like that. When people miss, if they follow themselves, they might get a 2 minute clock, et cetera, et cetera. So the best strategy at the time was definitely not to get cold. So I went back down in weight and built back up. And I just had so many attempts in the back. I was very mentally exhausted by the time I took my second attempt, which, um, I I hit and I've done it before, but usually clean and jerk is my thing, but I just couldn't pull it through on this particular meet. But it's okay. I learned a lot about a lot of things out there. My weight class, the 85 kilo class, had the most lifters in it, so it was the most sessions, and it was all lifters somewhere at or above my ability level. So pretty much everybody's lifting in my set in the lower sessions, lower than B sessions anyway. Everybody's lifting pretty much the same weights. There's not a whole lot of variance there, so there is a lot of waiting for everybody to take the weights. Um, what else? The whole experience was really just awesome. Since it was so big, this American Open had like 900, 950 lifters or something like that, and USA Weightlifting made it extremely smooth, the whole process. So I think Phil Andrews was the guy in charge of it, and I couldn't believe how well it was run with that many lifters. I was expecting a little bit more of a mess, and it was really, really well done. Um, it's very cool at these national meets because you see all of the coaches and all of the athletes that you follow. Um, all of the celebrity, so to speak, coaches in this country are there coaching their athletes. So, for instance, Bob Takano, his book is on my shelf, and Greg Everett, his book is on my shelf too. And I've read these things, 4 years ago or something like that, and those guys are right in the room with you. Um, Greg Everett was coaching a lifter in the 77 session while I was on a different platform in the 85 group. So he was like 10 feet from me at all times. It wasn't a good time to talk to him, or else I would have liked to talk to him. All the lifters you guys watch, Maddie Rogers, she's always a fan favorite. They're all there in person. It's a lot more fun to watch when they're right there, kind of in front of you. Um, got to quickly meet Travis Mash on his way between sessions. He had 30 lifters at the American Open. I think his team ended up second there overall, which was really cool for them. But he's a guy I have followed and looked at a lot of his content too. I do like his kind of blend between weightlifting and powerlifting, and it's a really cool style. Um, it was really cool being in a casino. I was honestly hoping that it was a Reno 1970 casino that had not been updated, that was filled with smoke, just because I kind of like those dirty situations like that. But it was a very nice casino. It was very clean, and everything was just really really well run. Um, yeah, if I could go back, I will. Gonna keep training. My training these days is not to the volume that I would like it to be, but it's just life changes a little bit, and you don't have as much time to train or recover as you used to, and that's okay. So, very happy with where I'm at right now with the amount of time I'm putting in to my training and recovery, which is fairly minimal for a weightlifter right now. So, pretty happy with the fact that I can still be progressing at all um, with that. So it's pretty cool. I am gonna play with some of my program here and see. I'll tell you guys. I'm gonna kind of guinea pig a couple things that I learned in Russia and see if it has any effect. But one of the main things I learned out there is, your muscles, it's like eating, right? You have to shit. Okay. So you can, if you all you do is train, it's like all you do is eat. And if you if you don't shit, then what happens, right? So it's kind of the same thing with training. If all you do is train, then your muscles are just getting that training stimulus, training stimulus. They need to be flushed out as well. So the whole metaphor is about recovery. So if you're not recovering, every third training session or something, then it's just too much training, and you're not going to get any better. So I am going to experiment with these things, but with that in mind. And um, like I tell all you guys, when you're working, you have families and stuff. A lot of times, this training is not your job. So you kind of have to look at it from that point of view and do everything you can. But usually, your priority is your family and your job, and then training. Where like a professional athlete would be, training is number one, and everything else comes after that. So anyway, I'll keep you guys updated with how I'm going to change this program and experiment. But it was a great experience. I hope to bring some of you guys to the American Open next year. So we do have a Cutthroat Barbell Club. I probably lost some of you guys by now. I'll re-announce this, but I'd like to get some of you guys competing if you're interested in weightlifting. It's a really fun sport, and you learn a lot about yourself and a lot about life just from doing it, and it's very motivating and inspiring sport to be a part of. So I'll give you guys more information about the Barbell Club, but hopefully we can get a few of you guys at least interested in weightlifting, because it's a ton of fun. So anyway, more updates along the way. Thanks, guys.